get our tables to adhere to the rules in first normal form. So what is first normal form? So tables are in first normal form if there's no repeated rows of data in that table, if the columns only contain a single value, and if the table has a primary key. So if we have duplicate rows of data in our table, then it's not in first normal form. If any of the columns contain more than one value, then it's not in single form. And if the table doesn't have a primary key, then it's also not in first normal form. And remember, a primary key is a column or a set of columns which uniquely identifies that row. So it doesn't have to be one column, it could be a combination of more than one column. So let's have a look at an example table. So here we have a student table, and it has the student name, the year they're in, and any classes they take. So is this table in first normal form? Well, we can see straight away that it's not. So we can see we have Paul Dawson, Year 11, Class Math, entered twice into this table. So we have duplicate rows of data. And also we can see we have more than one value assigned to the class column for Brian Cox and Linda Marsh. So we have English and Chemistry, comma separated, for Brian, and we have Math, History and Biology for Linda. So this table really does not follow first normal form. So the question is, what can we do to make sure that this table follows first normal form? Well, straight away we can remove the duplicate Paul Dawson entry into our table. And secondly, we can split the class entries for Brian Cox and Linda Marsh into more than one row. So you can see, instead of having English and Chemistry for Brian Cox in one column, we have a row for Brian Cox English and a row for Brian Cox Chemistry, and then we have 3 rows for Linda Marsh and 3 classes. And we also have a primary key, which is the student column plus the class column. So this is our unique identifier for this table, student column plus class column. And now you can see that this table does follow first normal form. So we have a primary key, we have no repeated rows of data, and we have no column with more than one value. Now you could argue that this actually increases the data redundancy, and you would be correct, because we have Brian Cox, Year 8, entered twice, and we have Linda Marsh, Year 7, entered 3 times into this table, whereas before we just had it entered once for Brian Cox and once for Linda Marsh. But this is only the first level of normalization, and our data is better organized. We have no columns with multiple values in our table. So that's it for normalizing our tables so that they follow the first normal form. Now the first normal form is fairly simple compared to second normal